Well, hey there, folks. It's me, RGB from RJBTV, and we got Gensay against Leeboku on the chopping block. I'm gonna grab my knives, and we're gonna start digging into this pie that's ready to be shared between you and I. Gensay has one single win against the Leeboku, who's here on the blue Protoss. And then we have Gensay on the blue Terran on the 12 o'clock spawn location. 2 wins for Leeboku, by the way. I'm gonna switch to blue versus red because blue against blue, I don't like that. We don't like blue on blue violence, we like red on blue violence. Red on blue violence, that's my kinda jam. So, in the previous 3 games, we had somewhat wild build orders from Gensay, which worked out just once. And that one time it kind of worked out perfectly fine for him because Leeboku had a complete failure of a scouting pattern going on, and he just had no information on what Gensay was doing, and that worked out in Gensay's favor. Will that happen again? I don't know, I can't say. I just know that Gensay at the moment is going for a command center first, and Leeboku is going for a nexus first because he's on a corner spawn. Gensay is taking some risk here, being on a middle spawn location and going for a command center first. It's not something you often see, but he's doing it anyway because he is Gensay and he is the kind of player to do a different build order every single game. He might, in fact, have mastered the most build orders in the fastest map game. He might have the most build orders because sometimes it feels like he's just improvising a build order. Sometimes it feels like he's just making one up on the spot. Sometimes it's hard to follow what he's doing because it really does feel like he's just making it up as he goes. In that sense, you could say he's a natural talent with the ability to improvise better than anyone else. Whereas Leeboku is the kind of player to play very much by the book. He follows the steps of his plan very carefully. Does not improvise, ever. Never ever improvises. He always follows the next instruction laid out for him in the textbook. Always follows the next instruction. And boy is he good at it. Boy is he good at following instructions. So we have, I said it before, very standard openings from both players. You got an early gas there from Gensay, triple barracks are on the way, SV scouting the map and a probe scouting the map, and they both haven't found each other yet, but the SV is going to arrive at location right about now. And it doesn't die, it survives. Turn around just on time. Wait, let me fix that. Look to the left. So, we got the camera locations fixed. And guess what? Because Gensay scouted Leeboku's choke very early, he's not gonna make Marines for a short little while. He's gonna rely on one single Marine to keep him alive. And he's probably gonna go for a 3rd command center. Or maybe he's not. As I said before, he is a difficult man to read. He can't afford a 3rd command center, but he's not building a 3rd command center because right now he's changing his mind. Because as Probe was running around in his base, he's going to go for a double factory instead. And nope, it's a triple factory, in fact. He uses 1 barracks there to fly across the map and hang it in the front right here, I assume. We got Zealots on the way, and there's 1 Marine, 3 Marines. Okay, 3 Marines will probably survive against the Zealot. 1 Marine does not stand a chance. And 1 factory finished up. We got Robo on the way here back at home for Leeboku there in the front. We have Singularity Charge and we have Dragoons being built. He's on triple gateway. So he's planning on being slightly more aggressive than usual by not going for double Robo and a Citadel of a Dune. He's going to go for Dragoons with a Goon range, and he's going to try to catch Gensay off guard, who's building Vultures at the moment. And guess what? Dragoons are awesome against Vultures. Dragoons are awesome against Vultures. He's going to go for an Engineering Raider on the side. It's going to be 4 factories, Armory there on the way, building Vultures. He's probably going to stop producing Marines. Probably. Gets a 3rd gas, because yeah, you do need a 3rd gas when you go for 5 factories already. Getting 2 machine shops, and we got the Dragoons there moving across the map to go for the attack. And we only have Vultures. We've got no units here back at home for Gensay. No units whatsoever. We have double tank on the way though. Double tank on the way. And Leeboku is building another wave of Dragoons, getting a support bay and a Citadel of a Dune. So Leeboku actually adapted and adjusted his build order in a very, very well chosen manner. It's still very much by the book, but this is the correct choice. This is exactly what he has to do. He's gonna just get into the base and harass and annoy Gensay as he tries to build more factories. Tanks are finishing up as we start dying. We got about 5 Dragoons on the scene, but 2 tanks will turn the tide as the Dragoons get surrounded by SCVs. He's trying to micro away from the SCVs to reduce damage, but the Vultures are shooting as well. Marines are on the scene. Tanks will go down. Now it's Marines and Vultures, and the Dragoons are not in a big enough number to really... I mean, are they going to win this fight? The micro is very good here from Leeboku. Let me highlight. He keeps pulling back the low HP Dragoon, trying to stay to maximum range. Mines have finished up there for Gensay though, so we got mines in the front there. Gonna walk in, gonna kill 2 Vultures that were on low HP. Takes another hit there from another mine. So Gensay is looking fine at the moment. He's looking fine. He's on 42 SCVs, whereas Leeboku is on 46 probes, 5 gateways. Wait, that's 4 gateways. That's a Templar's Archive. Getting a 3rd Nexus on the bottom. And we have 1 robot in the front. The shuttle is finished up and flying across the map. Got mines being placed there on the middle. Yeah, so Reaver shuttle is going to arrive, going to fly in over this top side. We've got structures floating up high to intercept, or not really to intercept, but to spot the shuttle flying in. His warning system is flying, but not yet in place as the shuttle arrives in the base of Gensay, and he's not moving those SCVs away to safety. So there comes the Reaver, going to shoot its load, and it does not explode. He doesn't get any kills. No kills! Okay, he gets a couple of them. That's about, I'd say that's about 6 or 7. He's trying to get a couple more, but gets surrounded by Goliaths. Goliaths are a great anti-shuttle defense. Most of the SCVs somehow stayed alive. I feel like they should have died, but Gensay just got very, very, very lucky. Very lucky. And you might wonder why it happened. Let me just very quickly explain. If the SCVs unstack and the target is blocked by other SCVs, the Scarab cannot pass through the SCVs in front of the SCV that is targeted. So the Scarab will not explode because it cannot connect with its target. That's the entire point of Scarabs. They have to connect to the target, and if they don't connect to the target, they will just explode without doing any damage. And that's what happened on the first Scarab. A little bit of luck. A little bit of luck, because Gensay has no control over which SCVs move to the outside and which stay on the inside. Has no control over that. So pure luck on Gensay's side, and sometimes luck is definitely something that you need to win, or sometimes some bad luck can make you lose. I'm not going to deny that. I very much believe in that luck can be a factor in a victory. You still have to, of course, do everything else correctly, but luck can definitely affect it. You've got 4, 6, 10 gateways. 4 to there on the way, getting cannons. His cannons are coming up very, very late. Very late. He could have been tank dropped by Gensay if Gensay wanted to. Getting more factories are on the top. We got level 1 attack that almost finished up there on those tanks. We got 6, 2, 8, 9. And he's actually being quite aggressive there. Mines in the middle will explode. We've got shuttle drop there coming in. Goliaths are moving in position just on time, but a couple shuttles will unload and might kill something. High Templars arriving on the scene in the backside, storming on those SCVs. Hits the storm, but doesn't really kill anything. And the Templars do go down. Here on the bottom corner, some stuff has been killed. The Reaver went down as well. So it looks like the storm drop, wait, there's still a Templar in that shuttle. So there's still a 3rd storm. I might try to go in, but there's tanks, so this Templar will die as it unloads. So I expect him to go for a double drop. Like this one is going to unload Zealots on location, draw fire from the tanks, and then this one comes in from the left and storms on the SCVs that are running to the left side. That's my prediction. So it comes over the bottom right, goes in, starts unloading there on the bottom corner. Unloads the High Templar here all the way at the finish line. Gets about 10 kills, maybe even 14 kills. That's a pretty good storm drop. But this one did not go in. He's probably waiting just a little bit longer for the next drop, because he feels that he cannot go in with that drop just yet. Goliath is waiting there on the side. We got a Marines there on the other side. Gensay is progressing quite nicely. With level 1 armor, Goliath is still there on that top corner. He probably knows that Shuttle is over there because he saw it leaving. More shuttles are coming from Leeboku's base. A couple more gateways are on the way. More cannons, observatory, getting shield, cybernetics core number 2. Flies in once again over the bottom side. Goliath in between, turns around, does not want to get taken down. Looking for another angle in, but mines are discovering and spotting and detecting and giving warnings of shuttles coming in over the front side, unloading on top of those Goliaths. Templar in the scene, Templar storms on the Goliaths, shuttles in the backside. He's going to go in with the other drop as well at the same time. Gets the SCVs, gets 19 kills. So waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike paid off. I know Gensay is once again in pain. He is once again in pain. More pain than before, and one shuttle made it out alive. He's got one more shuttle to load up here once it arrives back at home. He's not really building any Reavers. He's got, oh, that's 2 Stargates. So he's got shuttles here flying across the map. He's got vision all over the place. He's got tank. He's leaving his base with quite a lot of tanks and Goliaths to kill these Dragoons that are taking down structures on the side, taking away vision. Likewise, these Dragoons there doing the same job, trying to take away Gensay's vision. Drop there comes over the right side. Goliath slightly out of location. Shuttles will survive and arrive on location. Templar unloads, Templar storms. Does he get any kills? 12 kills. So every single time Gensay has managed to recover some of his SCVs, they get wiped out. Right as they're all starting to ramp up the mining speed. Is not allowed to properly recover, but also making some mistakes by overcommitting large amounts of units to clear out units on the sides of the map that should have been at home. You should have had those Goliaths there to intercept shuttles. This is a big shuttle drop. Goes right in there into the backside. Goes in very deep. It's a big drop, and it goes in very deep. Misses the first storm. Well, he's not really missing the storm, he's still hitting stuff. He's just not hitting the SCVs, but he killed the tanks, Goliaths, more storms unloading, has to run away yet again, kills a lot of them. Ooh, kills a lot of them. 12, 5, 6, a combined 18, 23 kills. Very clean Protoss game by Leeboku. And I have to say, there was a couple of mistakes there by Gensay. A couple of mistakes. He played it very creatively. I gotta give him that. But he pulled so many units to the 1 o'clock spawn and the 11 o'clock base that he just did not have enough Goliaths remaining back at home, not enough tanks remaining back at home, to quickly and rapidly kill those drops, those Zealots, those High Templars. And he ended up paying the price, losing a bunch of his SCVs, tanks, and Goliaths. So sometimes it's better to just give up some vision on the sides and keep the units in your base, because you know that the drops are coming. You know the drops are coming and coming, and they will never ever stop coming. So do you sacrifice base defense in favor of vision on the map? I personally think it's not worth sacrificing your defensive ability in favor of vision on the map. I don't think it's worth it. Vision is important though. Vision definitely has an important role to play in your drop defense, because the more you see, the more time you have to respond, but you do need units back at home. So now we have a race swap. We have Leeboku on the Terran. He has 3 wins, 1 loss. His very first game on Terran in this series so far. Whereas we have Gensay here on the 3 o'clock spawn location. On the Protoss, the race he is extremely good at. But I have to add, Gensay has the spawn location not in his favor. There's his hillside here, and the hillside is pretty dangerous for him. Got double gateway there coming up there from Gensay though. He went for this is probably a double gateway, a double nexus build order. Probably. Whereas we have Leeboku going for the double factory build order. Might become a triple factory. Not too sure. Some players, they go for double factory, then they make 2 vultures, and after 2 vultures they make 2 machine shops, after which they get 2 tanks, and they get mines and siege. Some other players, they get a 3rd factory, they delay the machine shops, they get 3 vultures, and then they get 2 machine shops, keep making vultures with 1 factory, and then they get double tanks and siege mode and mines. There's a bunch of different options to go against Protoss, but the one I see the former professionals do is double factory, double vulture, double machine shop, and then double tank. Everything in pairs of 2. That's what I see them most often do. Because the vultures, if you have really good vulture micro, you can micro the zealots around the map pretty much for the entire game, or the entire early game. And when the tanks come out, is usually the time that dragoons can arrive in your base. And tanks are awesome against dragoons because they have 1 more range, a bit more damage, and a bit more armor than dragoons. So now we can see Gensay is making pretty much the same mistake that Leeboku made in game number 3, where he doesn't fully scout the bases. And that means the factories will finish without ever being interrupted or attacked or harmed. And that's great, because now I'd have to say Leeboku is in a pretty good position. Pretty good position. He's got double vulture almost out on the map. He's got a bunker in the back. He's placing his barracks to protect the gas. He's got a nice little wall around his SCVs with supply depots, a bunker, and his barracks. And he's not going to go for the double machine shop. He's going to go for 2 more vultures. So he's doing something completely different than what I thought I would do. I thought he was going to go for double machine shop. He's going to be 4 vultures instead. Is he going to make more vultures, or is he going to make the... Yes, there's a double machine shop. So first he's going to clean out the zealot, and then he's going to go for a counterattack and try to break into Gensay's base. Now Gensay does not have a wall in the front, and that is a problem. He's not building a wall. He's not putting his zealots into a wallable position either, but the dragoons are almost finished up. Now he did build a wall on the bottom side. The top side is open, but Leeboku does not decide to go in. He could try to. He could try to run in and kill some probes in the back, but the dragoons of course have spawned, and 1 or 2 vultures would die to the cannon, and maybe he needs the vultures to defend himself against the dragoons, so maybe that was the correct choice. But I would have liked to see him try, just for the heck of it. So that one is in the front, because it intercepts and slows down attack-moving dragoons. Also gives him vision. So we've got machine shop there on the way, getting siege mode. Double tank is on the scene, has arrived. Command center on the bottom. He has a lot of minerals in the bank at the moment. He's target firing the vultures, because the vultures do great against the zealots. Trying to kill the tank, but he can't get out of the tank. And that attack gets shut down. He's going to kill 1 more vulture with the dragoons, and the zealots will go down. And now we will see factory number 3 and 4, maybe even number 5, coming out from Leeboku. Actually, no, he's going to build wall. 2 more tanks on the way, so it's going to be triple factory, not 4, not 5. Should be building an armory right about now. Armory there, right here. That's an armory. That's an academy. This is the armory. Supply depot in the front. Dragoons waiting in the front. 5 gateways. Robo, support bay, and a Citadel of Dune there from Gensay. Getting dragoon range. Getting gateway number 6. Triple gas is a lot of gas. You can see it there. Quite a lot of gas there in the bank. He's gonna go for speed, and a shuttle. He's gonna shuttle the units in, like those 4 shuttles, those 4 zealots. The timing is perfect. Timing is perfect. Goes in. He's gonna try to unload on top of the tanks. We have a turret there. He's gonna unload the zealots. Gonna try to keep the shuttle alive. Shuttle retreats. 2 tanks do go down and attacks the front at the same time as the zealots are taking fire from the tanks. Tried to kill the supply depot, but couldn't quite do it. But that coordination, that planning, that is a typical Gensay thing. Like, he just sees opportunities. Wherever he looks, he sees an opportunity. Like this, he's gonna put some Dragoons on the high ground and have them kill turrets. He's gonna put some other Dragoons behind the high ground to shoot across the high ground to kill some turrets. So this is great. This is great stuff. He's using his units to the best of his ability, trying to create openings, trying to make life difficult for Leeboku, and he's succeeding more or less. So he goes in there with a drop. That's a Reaver and a Dragoon, 2 tanks at the top sieged up. They should have been here at the bottom, but we have Goliaths ready to snipe the Shuttle with already low HP, and the tank goes down because it's in tank range. So the Reaver goes down, Goliath spawned just on time. Everything is just on time for Leeboku. Everything was exactly on time. And yeah, the Shuttle being low HP does make it hard to fly in much deeper. I gotta give him that. Turmeric was on the way. We got triple Robo. We got level 1 attack on the way. Gonna have to get some cannons against tank drops because we do have a starport, control tower on the way, and we have a high ground here. That's perfect for placing tanks on. I would like to see Gensay go for fast carriers, but I know he's not the person to go for fast carriers, so he's probably gonna just go for shuttle drops and hope to end Leeboku with drops only. Will it work? I can't tell you. I don't know. But I sure do hope that he's not gonna die to tanks on the high ground, because that would be painful. For now, he's using his Dragoons as anti-drop, not building cannons yet. Leeboku is supply blocked for a little bit. He's still on 4 factory. Building a lot of turrets on the sides. 4 factory apparently is just enough to build a proper defense. Golden Loads in the front, though. That's a great move. Sieging the tanks, but the tanks all go down before they can even participate in the fight. That was a great move, because now the Dragoons can finally attack the front without getting attacked by tanks. The Goliaths are... The Zealots are running all over the base, killing turrets, because turrets are the first line in defense against the shuttles. Well, this is really good play from Gensay. Really good play from Gensay, making the most of a pretty difficult situation to unravel. But he is... Oh, finds a hole in the defenses. Not enough Goliaths. 4 High Templars. He's just gonna storm the Kingdom Come. One more storm. Gets a couple of kills on the side. I think he got about 10 to 12 kills in total. 10 to 12 kills in total. Leeboku had a little bit of luck with that his SCVs all split up. Like, he pulled 3 groups, not at once, with a small short delay in between. But his SCVs are on low HP. A lot of SCVs are on low HP. Like, if I keep selecting this, you're going to be seeing a pretty good amount of SCVs on low HP. Because they did run through a storm. So he needs a medic. But the barracks is in the front, no medic being built, so the SCVs will stay on low HP. No healthcare provided, not with Leeboku's Terran army. This is great play. Sends in the shuttles with the Zealots first. Pulls the Reaver with the shuttle with the Reaver's back. It clears out the Goliaths, and he's targeting the supply depots to try and get Leeboku supply blocks. And Leeboku does not have a lot of units. He lost a lot of tanks earlier. Had some mining downtime, loses his armor. No, armor's still alive at the bottom. Loses 4 supply depots. Lost, I'd say, about 8 Goliaths, 2 tanks. Yeah, Gensay is slowly making Leeboku feel the pain, slowly peeling away the layers of his defense, despite not having the best opening against Leeboku, but he's adjusting and adapting and improvising so quickly. This is pure game sense, pure instinct. He's driving around on instinct, and he's making it work very, very nicely. 67 probes. Reaver in the back to snipe a tank if it allows for a tank shot on the probes. Drop comes in, that's a big drop, and all the Goliaths are on the wrong side. And let me pause real quick. One small detail. I'm sorry for pausing. This bunker is blocking everything. These Goliaths have to walk the long way around to arrive right here because of this bunker and this tank they're both blocking this bottom pathway. So having to walk all the way around with the Goliaths is a terrible, terrible inconvenience, which makes defending drops so much harder for Leeboku. He has to kill his bunker and move. Oh, that's a big storm. Big storm. How many kills? Can't quite see the kills. But he went down from, I think, about 55 to 31. Hits him again. Kills another 5, maybe even 6. And there's more Dragoons being flown into the base, there to just hit whatever they can. Hit whatever they can. Another drop. He's trying to Dark Temples on the high ground to kill the tanks. I mean, kind of pointless because there's 2 turrets. You could have just put some Zealots in there because now the Dark Temples on the high ground, and they will die because they get found out and detected by the turrets. Kind of a waste of the Dark Templars, but he doesn't care. He's in the lead. He's in the driver's seat. Tries to get a tank drop in there. Lulls the tanks. Gonna siege up. Gonna try to hit those ropes, but cannot shoot on time. Loses the tanks. And Gensay is in a bigger lead than before. That bunker. This shows the importance of sometimes killing your own structures to allow more maneuverability in your own base. The loss on the front, yet again, is something in the bunkers, but it's not a lot. A lot of Zealots on the scene, Dark Templar in the mix, and now moving his army from the back to the front and try to protect his choke. But the Zealots are just absolutely destroying the place. I mean, they will die, of course, but they've cleaned up the house. The shuttles returned back home, so we can pick up new units very quickly, very soon. That's a very important little detail. Send those shuttles back home. Also drop over the bottom. 1 turret and 1 Goliath in between. 1 turret, they're on the scene. Flies in. Templar unloads, Templar gets shot down. He should have pulled those 2 shuttles a little bit earlier. He noticed a little bit too late that there was a turret right here. If he had known earlier, he would have pulled those 2 shuttles to the left, then flown the other shuttle in, and it would have survived. But it died a little bit too quick. 1 Templar unloads, but tanks on the scene take it down. So a lot of small little details here happening that impact how things play out. Very good unload yet again, focusing on those turrets. Gonna try to open up a hole here and fly in over either the top side. Like, this is the great thing about having these 2 holes on both corners, because it makes Leeboku feel very unsafe. Because Gensay can fly in over this top side because there's no turrets. He can fly in over the bottom side because there are no turrets. He has to be on 2 locations with his Goliaths at once, which he cannot afford to do. Also, I've said it before, he's killing the bunker. He's killing the bunker. He's noticed it as well. He's noticed it as well. Unloads in the front. This time around, the unload is not as successful as before. We'll look at a couple tanks. Reaver did absolutely nothing. Loses all the shuttles as well. So that is a drop on the back, drop on the back, drop on the back. I wanted to say 2 things at the same time. Dodges the drop almost entirely, but still loses a lot of his SCVs. He was on 55 yet again, now down to 33, so lost at least 22. Life is not easy. Life is not easy. It's very difficult to play factory style. And the way Gensay is picking a Leeboku apart is something I've not seen another player do against factory build orders. Like, this is very impressive Protoss. Gensay is really just improvising his way into picking Leeboku apart. The moves he makes are impressive. Double Reaver on the scene, gonna try to shoot on the Proto, kills the tanks first. 1 more Reaver, 1 more shot, maybe 1 more shot. Unloads it, picks it up, shoots. Nope, does not shoot. The front getting taken down. He unloaded on the front at the same time as unloading in the back. Oh, 1 more Reaver! He had 1 more Reaver on the scene. He just unloaded, got a lot of kills, killed everything. And Leeboku calls GG in game number 5. That final draw, it was so damn sneaky. You really cannot get caught sleeping against Gensay. Because even when you're fully wide awake, he might just find a way to really hurt you quite badly. Quite badly. So I'm going to stay with these 2 games for today. because there's a couple more games in here, and combined, they're a little bit too long for one single video. I don't, in the past, I used to make 1 hour long videos, or maybe an hour and a half, but they're a little bit too difficult and too long to watch for viewers, in my opinion. I think like 15 to 30 minutes is about the sweet spot. Tell me if you think otherwise, but I think like 15 to 30 minutes is a digestible game length, video length. So we're gonna continue on in part number 3, where we'll have a couple more awesome games between Leeboku and Gensay waiting for you to enjoy and be entertained by. See you soon.